All right. So, the underlying energy. Well, we're actually not going to do an underlying energy this time. We've got so many cards. I feel like pretty much we'll just base the reading off of the past, which is the past is indicating here that it is the King of Pentacles. Now, before I actually go ahead and begin, I'm going to go ahead and explain what this whole reading is, right? What this whole reading is about. So you have past, present, future, the typical 3 cards that we use to pretty much give a quick reading, that give you a generalized energy, etc. But this is about individual aspects to look at. Still love reading, but it is going to look in your internal, which is how you were in the moment, internally, and external. How did you and your external environment react to it, or what was that like in the process of everything going on? Okay, so with each past, present, and future section, you have an internal and an external looking in view. So, and you also with this, you'll also have advice, so don't worry, you always have advice with me, and that's so we're going to kind of pretty much go through each one individually anyway. So the first card that you have here in the past is the King of Pentacles. So this is about somebody finally committing, or somebody being very committal. They are family oriented, they are pretty grounding, and also very stable. Somebody, so this could be you guys. This could be the individual that you're working with is a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and I get this sense that this King of Pentacles could be someone that has committed to you, or someone that you have committed to yourself, but you see them as very reliable. Sometimes you may perhaps see them as someone that is very money or career focused, which in some circumstances, they only, they work very very hard, rather. They work very hard to build the necessary income or financial stability, whatever, or stability in general, to provide their loved ones with a sense of safety. So these individuals don't try to be completely career focused and money driven just for the sake of it, or because anything like that. It is an addiction sometimes, but this individual usually does it because they want to protect and provide security and stability to the people they love. Okay, so this could be some individual that you have in the past that is yours now, someone that is very grounding, like I said, and they really provide some sort of, like I said, some sort of stability in your life. And I feel like this individual is really trying to build some sort of foundation with you, as they have a foundation for themselves currently. Now in the present, you have the Ace of Swords. So this is talking about a new idea, new perspective. So I do get this feeling that you guys are finding a new way of communicating as well. Like, this is not just new perspective, new ways of thinking, but it's also new ways of communication. This is the truth, right? This is about the truth. This whole current place in time right now, for you guys, is about the truth. Now for some of you, drop my phone, but for some of you guys, I do get this feeling that you may be dealing with the clarity in your situation with your relationship, considering that you have the Seven of Wands here as your internal. And I do get the sense here that this is more about what the truth is, rather than necessarily having a new truth, or etc. And honestly, this potentially is about potentially how to communicate with your partner in the best way that you guys could both understand each other and work with each other in emotional terms. Now with your future card here, we have the Seven of Cups. So this is talking about, possibly confusion, a lot of options, a lot of possibilities, a lot of everything, to be absolutely honest. But it can be a little bit, like I said, confusing at times, because you're not necessarily certain of which offer, which offer could be, could lead to something, right? What offer is presented to you that's going to, that's honestly reflecting what the future could hold. And I feel like for a lot of this, you really have to look into your intuition. For a lot of you guys as well, this could also be fun, romantic, delving into fantasy. But ultimately, I feel like this is making decisions. We're going to go ahead and delve into each one of these sections here to really figure out what's going on in each placement, but always you're going to have advice here. Now, in the past, you guys had the King of Pentacles. Now, externally, this was a victory. You guys are very happy about this individual potentially, or this state of being that you guys have here. This could be you guys, but I don't read you guys typically as the King of Pentacles. I would read you guys more as the Knights that would come up, because that's mutable energy, while kings are fixed. Now, I feel like you guys are potentially solid with this person. You guys are very stable with this individual. This is someone that has committed to you and very loyal to you. I feel like you guys, this person is your partner. So this is great. This is an absolutely great sign, and I feel like you've been recognized through the efforts that you've been putting in. It's been hard work, but it's rewarding, honestly, I feel like, with this individual. Now, externally, the Hermit, this is talking about an introspection, right? Developing confidence, looking within yourself to find answers. So this could be you guys, right? Being the person that is very stable in your current space, very committed to the current relationship that you're in, very committed to the career path that you're on, very career focused, very money driven at this time, or you were focusing on finances to get to a place of stability for not just you but for your partner. So it could be that you guys are looking internally as to what you guys represent in regards to your stability. And I feel like more than anything, this is about your personal stability, about how you are as a person, your self-esteem, and what you're willing to do, what your efforts are to make stability in your life, and for your not just for your life but for your partner happen. So this is good. I feel like you guys have achieved a lot here in the past. Okay, so moving on to the future, the past, or the present rather. Moving on to the past, you get present rather. Jesus, you guys have the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords here in the present consists of a lot of things, right? New perspective, new way of thinking, new way of communicating, and honestly, the clarity through the truth, right? You guys have clarity through the truth. For some of you guys, this could be that you are getting clarity through the truth, right? From truth of others, from your truth. Maybe you guys are being able to see a certain situation and now you have an aha moment. You have new new ideas, actually, even potentially in regards to building a relationship. And these are all fresh and raw, and this is great. This is brand new, and I feel like you guys are in the process of utilizing this new perspective, or this Ace of Swords, this new beginning regarding the sword elements. Now, in the internal energy here, we have the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is talking about conflicts, not necessarily conflicts per se. I mean, as you see, he's fighting off wands that he doesn't want. They can be pretty conflicting, but it's more importantly defensiveness. And it's defensiveness in regards to what you're standing for. What are you standing by? What work are you putting your stance on? And I feel like this has a lot to do with what you've been building here in the past, right? You've been working very hard to become very stable, or to build a relationship, to be very committed to the individual and to have the individual that you're with. You guys had a lot of stuff going on to where you guys can actually feel good about this foundation, because you guys have, honestly, the King of Pentacles, in my opinion, is the epitome of the foundation that you guys have already built. Because here you have the Ten of Pentacles in the future. So there is foundation. You have created the foundation, so you're going to defend that. Internally, you're defensive on the position that you guys have worked so hard to achieve, which just totally makes sense. Now, with this Ace of Swords, I feel like you guys may have new, information that could potentially threaten your foundation. You have information that could potentially build on your foundation. There's a lot of things that could potentially happen here, but there's clarity, and I feel like you guys are standing on a platform to protect what you have and protect what you love. For a lot of you guys, this could be about honestly protecting yourself, because maybe this foundation is great and all you have this individual here that loves you and supports you and very stable, and you are very very much the same, but then you have here with this Seven of Wands, defensiveness, right? Like, I feel like for a lot of you guys, this could be that you're having to, to defend yourself in regards to certain truths. Okay, especially within your relationship, because externally you're dealing with, a relationship, the Two of Cups, an individual that feels the same way about you, okay? And they could be very much defensive at this time. This is what they're reflecting, because honestly, when a soulmate comes up, they reflect back to you who you are to develop yourself to the highest potential, right? Every soulmate has its purpose, and I feel like this individual's purpose is to reflect how you are back to them, and back in you them, pretty much, like you show them how they are. So there's a mirroring effect to this whole thing. I feel like that's the perspective portion, using each other as a mirror to adjust the ways you guys operate in a relationship, communicate with each other in a relationship, build other relationships outside of this. There's a lot to learn here in regards to communication, ideas, and working with each other. Honestly, working as a team, working as a pair. And I feel like the defensive-ness that you guys have has a lot to do with what you guys are trying to build, but it's misinterpreted potentially. It can be misinterpreted. Okay, someone could be taking it the wrong way, potentially because they're projecting onto you as you are possibly projecting onto them. There's a lot of possibilities that could be happening here, and it's a general reading, so this may not apply to everybody. But I feel like here there is some sort of energy here that showing that is mirroring you. That's like you have a mirror right here. Like you guys are the cards of duality, right? You're not the card, the sign of duality as much as Pisces. But this is like literally in person. So you're dealing with somebody that is exactly like your twin in a sense. Now, I'm not saying that this is a twin flame though, because I'm not getting any karmic cards to indicate this, but I am seeing that there is a mirroring effect, potentially because there is a soulmate in your midst. Now, how to go about utilizing this perspective or utilizing this situation to your advantage? The advice here, I would say, is to definitely take this Ace of Swords up for what it's got, right? You have a new way of learning, new way of communicating, new way of seeing. Just make the mistakes, make the errors, do whatever you need to get through, but understand that there is a new way of approaching things. You may even have to come from this at a calmer state and not necessarily so much defensive. Defensiveness can potentially cause more arguments and more fighting in the future with your individual, and that's not something you really want to do, right? You want to be more calm, you want to make your statements clear, you want to speak your truth. And I feel like the way to speak your truth is to just speak your truth from how you feel individually, because you're the person that feels this way. You're the only person that thinks the way you think. Your truth isn't an absolute for the other person, is an absolute for you, which is totally fine, totally acceptable. But you want to come across when you're communicating with your partner as, this is my truth, this is what I stand for, this is my morals, what are you going to do about it, what do you want me, what are the compromises here, what are we going to do to work through this, instead of, this is what needs to happen for both of us because this is what I believe. You know what I'm saying? It's going to cause a little bit more conflict and potentially more defensiveness between the both of you. So you want to just come from your own platform, come from your own place. You've built your foundation here, which is absolutely excellent, and I feel like you definitely need to utilize this. You know how much you're worth, you know how much your foundation means to you. It's important to know what you're worth and go ahead and make that known in your truth and your truth alone, because they may have a totally different truth as well, but it's about negotiating and talking about it and coming up with new ways to work together that is going to benefit you guys. Because here I want you to see this here. You have the 10 of Pentacles and Temperance, and I like this because this is talking about the happily ever after, once in the Pentacles, kind of in the Pentacles suit, which is honestly the best 10 of Pentacles 10 that you can get, actually. So here in the future, you have a little bit of confusion, a little bit of uncertainty, but you have a lot of options. You have a lot of things being presented to you, and I feel like this is because of you guys because you guys may communicate. If you guys communicate how you guys are together, what your stances are, what your truths are, how you feel in your situation, etc. Speak your truth, right? Speak your truth from yourself and not really project it on what should happen in the relationship, but come from a place where you're like, hey, this is me. I know you probably have something different to say. What can I do? Well, what can we do to make this work for the both of us? Because you shouldn't have to compromise too much on your side to make something work as much as same with them. They shouldn't have to compromise either. So there should be like something that you guys can do together to respect each other's boundaries, because the Ace of Swords, in my opinion, can be Ace of Swords and Pentacles can be boundaries, right? Now emotionally, I feel like you guys could enjoy this a little bit, because the Seven of Cups may be a lot of options. It may be a bit confusing, but there's a lot of fantasy. You can kind of go along, not go along, but go a little crazy with this. But I feel like the romance will return. There will be a lot of like I said, a lot of options. And I feel like with these options, how it affects you internally is that you guys will be in a more balanced flow. Things, you will handle yourself, your responsibilities, your truth, your business. You'll be all right. And things will, divine timing will do its work. Whatever you guys have established here will begin to manifest, which is obviously why there's so many options available at this time in the future. Now the future is indefinite. I have no way of knowing when the future can happen. It's all when you guys execute this need for communication and clarity in your situation, in your relationship, before we can move to this. So if you finish this, you can potentially see this. All right, there's no guarantee though, and this may not resonate with everybody. But then also externally, you guys are very much stable here. You're more stable. You're more comfortable where you are. You guys are committed to one another. You guys have created a new foundation, potentially you guys are building a legacy at this point, because you guys have taken the time out to communicate, and you have a flow. You are at peace. You are serene, and you are doing your half. You're doing yourself. You're managing yourself pretty much, and that's all you need to do. Managing yourself is the most important thing. Managing yourself. You have a lot of cards that show individuality, and you need to understand and stand firm in your individuality to be able to build this relationship to the point of where things can be awesome. Okay, I'm going to quickly clarify actually the Seven of Cups, because I want to see why the Seven of Cups comes up. Okay, and the Seven of Cups comes up because of the Knight of Pentacles. So there could be that there is a lot more romance potentially with the Knight of Pentacles. Again, you guys could be dealing with somebody that has a significant age difference from you, but I do get this feeling that there's an offer, a long-term offer to offer that provides commitment. Long-term commitment. So there's also a bit of procrastination and a necessary point in which you may have to look closely at the details, because the Seven of Cups, they're nice, right? They can be very appealing in their appearance, but you don't know exactly what they have to offer until you look at the details. Look very closely. So you may have a lot of offers come in regards to some sort of stability. This may not have anything to do with your partner. This could be external. This could be something else. I'm feeling like this could be homes or apartments or something like that. But because this is about stability. But this could be about some other offer for something else in regards to stability. But as long as you know what you want, know where your stance is, because I feel like the situation that's happening here is to be able to know what you want, just to know what you're trying to gain in regards to stability, because you're not in a place of stability when you're at the Seven of Wands. I feel like the individuals, the person that you're working with, friends or whatever, even if you guys are not in a relationship with anybody, this is who you're dealing with currently. That's your soulmate. Is possibly reflecting internally to you what you need to be stable, to be able to handle the offers that come at you, to know exactly what you're looking for, if that makes sense. And your Whisperers of Love is love makes the difference. Love can help heal past pains and provide a sense of security, self-worth, and importance. Wow, that's amazing. And that's absolutely true. Love does make a difference. Loving yourself and loving the person that you're with enough to communicate and figure out what you need to do to be stable in your relationship is very awesome. It makes a difference completely.